Hey there, it's Marlene. In this video, I'm going to be introducing you to the newly released OneMo Tactical backpack from PGYTECH. PGYTECH sent this to me over a month ago, and I've been testing it out, especially in the cold weather. It's cold and snowy here right now. It's well and truly winter in Alberta. This backpack comes in two versions, the 25 liter and the 35 liter. And this is the 25-liter version, and hopefully you will understand why I only need 25 liters as we go through this review. This backpack comes in two colors. This is the Coyote Brown, and it also comes in Dark Night Camo. I like that this backpack doesn't have dangly bits, if you know what I mean. So many backpacks have straps that, when you tighten them, they hang around and they get caught on trees and things. If you're an outdoors person, you know exactly what I mean. Now, one of the main features of this backpack is this Aeris Frame. And this frame has a mesh, and there's a physical space behind here, and that keeps you cool in warm weather. Now, right now, it's not warm weather here, but even if you're hiking in cold weather, you definitely get sweaty on your back. This is a very comfortable frame, and it doesn't feel like it's jabbing into you at all. You can see that there's padding on the shoulder blades as well as on the small of your back. There is a space here for an optional waist strap, and I'll show you that in a bit. And the straps are super padded. They're probably, almost 2 centimeters thick, almost an inch thick, and they have lots of attachment points. With the 35-liter version, you can change the height of these straps. This pocket here could be used for a water bottle or a tripod. So if you have a tripod, it also has a strap up here, tension strap, and of course this can also just come off and you can wrap something larger if you have to. This pack is very well designed with extra loops and attachment points all throughout the pack. And you can see here that I also have my Beetle Clip attached. More on that later. There's a place here that you can put patches and things that maybe have Velcro on the side. It's kind of a fun way to decorate your backpack. Now there's loops up top as well. Okay, let's take a look at some of these compartments. We have a front zip compartment. And I have some extra tension straps in here right now. Really nice zippers, and they're all covered. This top compartment is different on the 35 and the 25. So this is the 25, as I mentioned. This doesn't come all the way off, but it's a very deep pocket, and you can see how far my arm goes in. It goes to the bottom of the pack. And you can put things like extra jackets, or in this case, I've got the rain cover. So yeah, these are just like tension straps. So you pull these down and it is secure. Now with the 35-liter pack, this section is actually almost like another compartment on top of the backpack. So it would be suitable for things like drones. If you need an extra section on the top of the pack, then you may want to look at the 35-liter model. So I've mentioned the water bottle section or tripod section, but on the other side we have a similar pouch, except that there is an opening to the inside of the backpack. The quick access door is handy, and a lot of backpacks these days have this sort of access point. But if you want to quickly change lenses or grab your extra camera, it's a really handy way to get in and out, and it opens up really easily. Even though these zippers seem small, I find that they work really well. I was concerned that they wouldn't be smooth, especially in cold weather. When I'm out birding, I often take a little tripod stool with me, and this would be a perfect spot for that. I think a tripod would unbalance the pack, so I would tend to put my tripod underneath the pack and put my little tripod stool on this side of the pack, or my water bottle. So it just depends on the situation. Let me go back into this section here and show you what else is inside. Inside here we have a sort of a battery pouch, and it has a little indicator if your battery is charged or not. So it has a green window or a red one. So you just have a little slide here. So if your battery's charged, you can leave it on green, and if you take a battery out and slip it in, you can say that it's used. At this time of year in Alberta, I would never put my batteries on the outside of my pack. I would keep them inside my inside pocket of my jacket, because keep in mind that this is on the very outside of the pack and it's the coldest part of the pack. All right, it has a horizontal carry strap as well, which is very strong and very handy for just grabbing the bag out of the car or throwing it up into the baggage bin of an airplane. Another great feature of this backpack is that the bottom is waterproof. It's got a very thick, soft base. So if you are setting your camera bag down in a wet area or snowy area, you know that it's not going to penetrate into the gear section. You can also see that there are spots for tension straps on the bottom as well. Well, I suppose we should look inside now, but before I do that, I just want to give you a close-up view of the strapping that covers the zippers, so that if one of these zippers gets opened, the backpack will not fly open. So like, you might even forget to close them all the way. Say you're in a hurry and a bear's chasing you, they won't fly open. Although if a bear's chasing you, you might just leave the backpack behind. Unclip this and let's undo the zippers. There's no frayed cords coming from your zipper pulls. And there is the camera compartment. Now it comes with all these sections, and you of course will customize those how you like, as well as all these partitions being removable. It has a couple of these handy elastic Velcro, so there's Velcro on the ends, and it's handy especially for that trap door where your camera is on the bottom and you want to make sure that when you open the pack that it doesn't fall out. When you're opening up this pack, you put the shoulder straps facing up, and if you're on a dirty surface or the ground, you won't get dirt on the back of the pack because that's the part that touches your body. So you lay this part down on the ground and open it wide. Now I love a pack that I can open up all the way, because I find that packs where you have to dig in really deeply, I just find I can't see enough when I'm using those type of packs. So this pack is really handy that way. Now on the back there is a computer sleeve, has a Velcro and an elastic closure. One of the things I was concerned about with this pack was if it would work in the winter, and I'm going to show you a bit later in this video my testing that I did in cold weather. I just want to show you a little detail on the shoulder straps. You can tighten them or raise them up a bit. And once you're done that, of course, remember what I mentioned? You can tuck in the straps so everything is neat and tidy and you don't have straps flopping around. Sorry for chopping my head off for most of this video, but when you have a very large vertical backpack and a very narrow horizontal frame, something's got to go, and in this case, it's my head. Okay, so I'm going to talk next about the waist belt, and this is an optional accessory. And you can use this waist belt with the pack or without. So if you just want to, say you're out birding and you don't want to carry the big pack with you, you could wear the waist belt, and it's got some kind of cool features. Let me show you. All right, let me throw this on. Okay, this is a situation where I will have dangling straps. When I pull these tight, there we go. Can't really go much tighter than that. So yes, I have dangling straps. However, I can tuck those into some of these attachment points. Okay, it's not perfect, but I got rid of some of them. It's very comfortable, much like the shoulder straps of the main pack. So if you're out birding and you don't want to take your big pack along, which actually is a thing that I do very often. So what you can do is, you can pull this off and you can put your camera in here so that it doesn't bounce around, so that you can still be hands-free with your camera in your belt, and of course always keep your shoulder strap as an insurance, just in case it falls out. There's lots of attachment points along the back, so if you have to hang like a water bottle or anything like that, there's lots of room for that on this waist belt. Okay, let's slip the waist belt in, and there is a slot for it in here, and inside there is a channel that you slip the belt through, and there's some Velcro in there to stop it from slipping. And there's also Velcro on the waist belt, which is here. The waist belt also has this handy pad so that it doesn't dig into your waist. So well designed. There we go. Okay. Got it centered. Okay. There we go. Now with a thicker coat, of course, I wouldn't have this quite so tight. Okay, there we are. Waist belt. Now this pack is super comfortable. The only issue I really had was with the Beetle Clip. Now the Beetle Clip, let me just undo this. The Beetle Clip is on the outside of the padded shoulder strap. So as you can imagine, and it's, hard and about 1/4 inch thick. So it jabbed into my shoulder after a couple of hours of walking. And it was kind of uncomfortable. So if you don't need your Beetle Clip on all the time, then leave it off. This pack also has a hidden AirTag pocket, but it was so hidden that I couldn't find it. But I think I remember where it is. So you open up the side secret door, and in there is a little slot, and you can tell because there's a tag. And when you stick your AirTag in, you can rip that little tag out, and hopefully you don't forget where the AirTag pocket is. Now some of the plastic parts are a little stiff, and I think in some situations like extreme cold, these could be hard to get on or off. So definitely practice with those before you go out, especially in the winter. However, once they're on, if you, for example, have a tripod attached to this, I think you'll be fine. You just wouldn't take them off. But if you have to get them off, just make sure you have some good warm gloves with you, because you do need a little fine motor control on that. Construction-wise, the pack exterior, the fabric is 100% polyester, and the interior lining is 100% nylon. The target market for this backpack is men, and seeing how large this pack is on me, you'll understand why I didn't want to review the 35-liter pack. Now, of course, PGYTECH makes a whole range of camera backpacks, and I also have this 22-liter OneGo pack to review in the future. I like the simplicity of this pack. It's not overdone with features, but it is very strong and good quality, and I mean, you could almost sit on it if you had to. So I did some cold weather tests, and this is a little run through of that experience. Okay, the backpack has been out for an hour and a half, -20. Some snow on it. All right, let's see if it works in the cold. I'm more concerned about these little things. These things. Probably use these now. Okay. Nice. Okay, this is a pouch. Wouldn't recommend keeping your batteries in here in the winter though. Keep them in your pocket. Inside pocket. Okay, I think that's it for my testing. This backpack was out in the cold a good hour and a half, 2 hours, and I was very pleased that none of the zippers got super stiff or super cold. I mean, they were cold, but they worked in the cold, and that was my biggest concern with this backpack. In January, I'm going on an outdoor photo workshop, and it could be colder than -20. I hope it's not, but I just wanted to make sure that this camera bag, all the enclosures and the zippers and everything would work well in the cold. I mean, there's nothing worse than frozen buckles and zippers when you're trying to get your camera gear in and out. Ooh, the S9 has snowflakes on it. So here's a trick if you're shooting in the cold. Put your camera in a cold compartment and close it off. This backpack's been outside for a long time, so it's getting cold inside. I'm going to let it warm up slowly because it's in the bag, so it should be good. Oh, while I'm at it, might as well hook up the tripod. Okay, now unclip these. Oh my gosh, my hands are freezing. Okay. I'm just going to shove it through because whew. I'll put a link to the backpack in the video description below, along with a coupon code that you can use to get a discount on the backpack. There's also a sale going on right now, so you can definitely get some bargains on the PGYTECH website as well as local retailers.